guys, welcome back. So today is Friday, December 30th. Yes, December 30th. I just finished this week's weekly vlog. I'm now going to be starting a weekend reading vlog. I haven't done one of these before, but a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, Olivia Reads a Latte, Jordaline, a lot of the other ones, they do weekend reading vlogs a lot. And I thought that this would be the perfect weekend to do one. I thought that this would be the perfect weekend to go ahead and do one. It's a long weekend. I am off on Monday, so it gives me some more time, to get through these books. And, I knew we weren't going to be too busy. We don't really go out for New Year's. New Year's Eve is actually our anniversary, like our dating anniversary. But we don't go out New Year's Eve night. Living in Vegas, there's always crazy drivers, drunk drivers, people being nuts. So we always try to stay home. So I knew I'd be able to get some reading in this weekend, and yeah, I decided to go ahead and end the year with my first weekend reading vlog. So I'm really excited. You guys probably won't actually see this vlog until further into January, but that's all right. So today is Friday, December 30th, like I said. And so for the books that I'm going to be reading, this reading vlog, these are books that I have already started, but they're ones that I really want to try to finish before the end of the year. If I can't finish all of them, I'd like to at least finish one or two of them before the end of the year, or maybe like in the first couple of days of the new year. So yeah, let's get into what I'm going to be reading. So first book, you've already seen these in my vlog. So Akhtar, I'm reading this with my coworkers. One of my coworkers is done and is already on to the second book. I can't ever remember which one's which, if it's A Court of Mist and Fury or A Court of what's the other one? A Court of Wings and Ruin. So it's Mist and Fury. That's the second one. So one of my coworkers has already started that one. Another coworker is already on A Court of Silver Flames. She just like rolled on through all of them. And then one of the other coworkers is still like right on track with me, kind of. So I am there. I'm about halfway through. I want to try to get as far into this as I can this weekend. So I'm gonna have physical books that I'm gonna read here when we're at home hanging out, and then I'll have some ebooks that I'm gonna take that I can read on my phone. I have the Kindle app on my phone, so I will read those like when we're out and about. And then I also have audiobooks, one audiobook in particular that I can listen to like while I'm doing my hair and stuff like that. So this isn't going to be the kind of reading vlog where I'm like at home for the next 48 hours and like don't move from my couch. That's not really like our like routine or what we do. Over the weekend, we're usually pretty like go and like out of the house. So I am, like I said, I'm gonna have some physical books for here when we are home, like at night, in the evening. And then I have my Kindle app on my phone for when we're out and about, like when we're, when my husband's driving and stuff, I can read on my Kindle app. So yeah, this is the first book that I'm hoping to get done today. And then, or not today, but over the weekend. And then the second book is going to be, you can't tell because I took the cover off. It says Kiss Her Once for Me. I think I showed this one in my reading vlog as well. I am about halfway into this one as well. So far I'm really liking it. I love the cast of characters. I love the grandmothers in this are hilarious. So I'm going to talk more about like my reviews and opinions and stuff throughout the vlog. But as of right now, yeah, I'm like halfway through this. I'm really liking it so far. And yeah, I'm hoping to be able to finish it here in the next couple of days, especially because Christmassy time is now like officially over, especially after the new year. So I want to finish it now and kind of move on to, my new reads for 2023. Then the ebooks that I'm going to be reading. The first one is this one, Death by ḽģᴏᴏᴅᴅ. I've been reading this for a while, and I've been like just reading chunks of it. So I want to go ahead and just finish it and be done with it. This is the last book in the Four Horsemen series. I'm like 60% of the way through this, so hopefully I will be able to finish it this weekend. Like I said, I'll give opinions and thoughts later on in the vlog, but yeah, like I said, I'm about 60% of the way through this, so hopefully I'll get to finish it. Then the next book that I am reading or hoping to finish this weekend is Central Places. This is an ARC that I received from NetGalley. This comes out in January. I don't remember what day in January. I think it might be the 3rd maybe, or it might be later on in the month. I don't remember, or is this one that comes out at the end of the month? I don't remember, but it comes out in January for sure. So I'm trying to finish it up. I'm like 40% of the way through. So far it's pretty good. I think I did like a little synopsis of this in either last week or the week before's vlogs. So that's in there. But yeah, that's another ebook that I'm hoping to finish. And then I also have this one. This is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. This is her first YA. I am like 30% of the way into this, so I'm hoping to be able to get through this. I think this comes out earlier in the month, so hopefully I'll be able to finish it up now over the weekend. And then for the audiobook that I'm listening to, I'm just going to put the cover up here because it's through the library, so I don't have a physical copy of it to show you. That is going to be Merry Little Meet Cute by Sierra Simone, and I think she co-wrote it with somebody else, but I don't remember the other author's name. But like I said, I'll have the cover up here. I'm like 40% of the way into that. So yeah, those are all the books that I'm hoping to get through this weekend in this little weekend reading vlog. So I'm going to be starting it today, Friday evening, and then I will read through the weekend, show you guys kind of some of the stuff we get up to through the weekend, and then I will end the reading vlog Monday evening sometime. So yeah, so I'm picking up the vlog here Friday like afternoon. I'm going to read what I can throughout the weekend. I'll show you kind of some clips of what we get up to this New Year's weekend. And then I will end the vlog on Monday evening to then pick up my normal weekly vlog. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this new video, something a little bit different. And I will let you guys know how far I get into these, which ones I finish, and how everything goes. So as you saw, I read ACOTAR on my lunch. I'm about halfway done now. I always love rereading these because I always find new things that like stick out to me or things that I didn't notice the last time. And I especially love reading this book now that I know what's coming. Because the first time I read the series, I was all, I think like most of us were like gung-ho for Tamlin, and just knowing what's going to come and knowing how he ends up being. It's really interesting to see kind of the dynamic between him and Feyre now in the beginning, and like just all the little tells and the things that you kind of put together now, knowing, like I said, what's coming and his eventual like shift and the way he changes throughout the story. I think he definitely has the biggest like character arc, and he definitely, just the way he starts off, everybody loving him, and then he becomes kind of the villain of the stories, and everyone ends up hating him. I think that's really interesting. I think that was like a genius thing that Sarah J. Maas did. And I would love to have a book like from his perspective of everything and see like just his like decline and his like PTSD after everything that happens under the mountain, and his like how he lets that fear take over and why he becomes the way he does with Feyre. I think that would be super interesting to see everything from his perspective. But like I said, I am like about halfway through now, so I will keep reading over the weekend. Hopefully this will be another book that I finish, or one of the books that I finish this weekend. And yeah, I will check back in later. Yes, so it is Saturday now. I finally finished Kiss Her Once for Me. I stayed up super late yesterday trying to get it done. I stayed up till like 2 a.m. And I finally finished it. I really liked it. I would say, so I'm gonna give it 3 stars. I did like it. I really liked it. What I didn't like was the just constant miscommunication. It's a romance, it's a contemporary romance. I know there's gonna be miscommunication. But there was so much of it in this, and it was just like constant, like the main character making assumptions about each other, or not understanding something, or misconstruing something, or making an assumption and then just going based off of that assumption and not bothering to talk to the other person. And it like just completely like derailing their lives. So Ellie in this book, the main character, she lives in Portland. She has a mom who is basically abusive and takes advantage of her. And she doesn't really have any friends. She's kind of stuck in limbo. She's in a little bit of a depression. She lost her dream job. And one Christmas Eve, she meets this girl. And they end up spending all of Christmas Eve together. And then they end up spending the night together. And the next morning, this big thing happens. And I don't want to give it away, but this big thing happens and she just leaves and doesn't communicate with Jack, the other female main character. She doesn't confirm anything with her. She doesn't confront her about what happened. This thing happens, she gets upset and she leaves. And then she construes this whole thing about how she's the victim and how she was the one ghosted and she was the one screwed over, and it sends her into this like downward spiral for an entire year where she doesn't want to do anything. And she gives up on her dreams, she loses her job. Like, it's just this like negative trend after this one event happens. And it was so frustrating because it's like, I'm not the best at communication. I don't like confrontation. I don't like to have like the difficult discussion. But even I was like, okay, this is something that you would confront her about, or you would ask her about, or have a conversation. Like, why would you take the word over of someone you don't know at all, is a complete stranger, and is clearly like does not have like your best interest at heart, does not have Jack's best interest at heart? Like, why would you take the word of somebody you don't even know over this person that, yeah, you don't really know her either, you only know her for 24 hours, but you know her better than the random lady standing at the front door, you know? So that was really frustrating. And then it was, like I said, it was just constant miscommunications and assumptions, and just the main character like always kind of being the victim and never really standing up for herself. And maybe that bothers me so much because I kind of see those aspects of myself, because I'm, like I said, I'm not I'm like introverted and I don't like confrontation, and I'm very much a people pleaser. So like part of me gets that, but this was taking all those things like to an extreme. And I think everybody has like their breaking point where they're finally like, okay, enough is enough. And they do finally stand up for themselves. And I think it just took Ellie just way too long to get to that point. So I really didn't like that part of it. I think it was too much like miscommunication. But on that, I really liked it. The grandmothers in this were hilarious. I wish they would like have their own book because they are perfect. They're so funny. I don't know if this is going to be the kind of thing where later on it'll focus on some of the other characters. But the side characters in this were definitely really great. And definitely bumped up that, like, those points for me because I really love them. So yeah, I am done with Kiss Her Once for Me. This is going to go back on my shelves, and I'm going to move on to the next book. So that is one book down in my weekend reading vlog, so that is awesome.
We feel the same way, that we feel, God, I'm unqualified. I'm not trained for this. Serving your purposes for others, I'm a mess. I'm only 20 or 40 or 60 or 80. God, I'm 100 years old and I'm still like a little child that doesn't know their way around. We say, God, if you knew my past, what I've done, you'd realize that I'm not even worthy to stand in your presence, let alone for you to have a purpose over my life. And I want you to know God already knows. He knows you.
Yep. Thank you. Okay guys, so I just came up to my office to do a little update. So I am officially done with Death. This was, like I think I said earlier in the vlog, the 4th book in the Four Horsemen series. It did take me a long time to finish this. I kind of had a hard time getting into this one as much as I did the others. This was definitely my least favorite of the 4 books. I really liked the character of Death, but I think the plot and the storyline, it was just very repetitive. The ebook itself was like 500 pages long or something, and it was just too long. It was very repetitive. It was a lot of the same of Lazarus, the main character, running away from death. She gets captured and is like tortured, and he somehow escapes and finds her, or they both get captured and he escapes and saves her. And that happened multiple times throughout the book, and it just became very repetitive and just not necessary. I think a lot of this book could have been cut out, and it still would have been just, it would have been just as good. It probably would have even been better because it wouldn't have been as repetitive then. It was just the same kind of scenario, same situation happening over and over and over again. They would pull up to a town, and Lazarus would try to have empathy and try to understand where the people were coming from and try to get Death to not kill these people. And then the people would turn around and like ambush them and try to kill them or shoot at them or whatever, and Death would just end up killing them anyways. And this happened multiple times. So I don't think that was really necessary. Also, Lazarus was super frustrating. Like, I get, obviously you don't want millions of people to be killed. Obviously you want to try to stop Death from like annihilating the whole planet. That makes sense. But she would fight for and try to stop him from harming the people who were harming them. There was a group of men who at one point in the book kidnapped her and had her in a cage with these other women who they were obviously mistreating and raping and abusing and all this stuff. And one of them beats the crap out of her, and Death finally shows up to rescue her, and she still tries to stop him from killing all these men who were clearly abducting these women and hurting them. Like, she's constantly going on about how good humanity is, but the only thing we see is how bad humanity is. And so it just didn't make sense for her to keep having these like rose-colored glasses and refusing to like defend herself. I get it that you don't want millions of people, the innocent people, to be killed, but these people who just abducted you and threatened to rape you and just beat the crap out of you, let them die. So, yeah, I gave this one 3 stars. Like I said, not my favorite of the series, but still good. But yeah, I'm glad I finally finished one because I've been reading it on and off for like 3 months. So yeah, that is book 2 done for the weekend.
They will fear it until they understand it. And they won't understand it until they've used it.